First thing first, I ain't no kid. Grown man. I get called young all the time. So I want to say that I love this community. I absolutely love this church. My very first day here, I was like 2 minutes and I was like, I'm in the right room. I was like, how I'll be a member, what I got to do, sign me up for the program. And people were great, but it was the food in the back that really got me. Like, they got some snacks back there. So I'm talking to one of the sisters, and I go back there and I grab a snack, and I go back talk to the sister, and then go grab another snack. I'm eating a croissant, and I walked all the way to my car. And I'm like, you know what? Let me just go grab one more. One more croissant. So I grabbed the croissant, and then I felt like somebody was watching me. Like somebody staring at you. Like you feel it like on your shoulder. It's like this. And then it turns out someone was watching me. And it was the 4 words that just spooked me. Somebody said, just take the box. I'm like, one of the sisters watching me the whole time. She's like, I saw you go to your car. I saw you. Just take the box. And I'm like, I'm not even that hungry. And she just looking at me. So I took the box, and that really made me think. And I'm like, you know what? Like, why was I just grabbing one thing at a time? Like, that's kind of like how God works. We only take one croissant, but why not just take the box? Yeah. Just take the box. God created the universe, the world, everything. Don't ask for a $2 raise. So I want to tell you about my experience coming back from one of my public speaking clubs, Toastmasters. And I came back from my public speaking club once, and I've noticed that there was something peculiar about when I got home. I looked up, I just looked up at the sky, and I saw that. I saw a goose on the roof. And my question was like, it was staring right at me. I caught a picture of it to the side, but it was staring right at me. I'm like, why is that goose sitting on the roof? Why is that goose on the roof when it can fly? It was on there for like 30, 40 minutes. And then so I'm like, if geese can fly, why does it want to swim? Then I asked myself this: if humans can dream any big dream and with faith that anything we want to become, why do we settle for a life of mediocrity sometimes? For a life we don't really want. So I've noticed that there's roofs that we sit on. And mind you, I say sit on. They're not holding us back. We're sitting on them. We all have capable wings. And I want to go over some of those roofs, okay? So if we go over to the first roof, the roof of the story. Some of us have a story that's not serving us. I mean, me, myself included. My mom, I was like, hey mom, you want to go to the gym today? I'm sorry, I got y'all to work, I got kids. That's my mom's story. I got kids. And it's just literally what I'm like, mom, but we in daycare all day. It's like some of us have a story that's not serving us. And what we have to realize is that our story, we actually built an identity around a story that we cultivated from years ago. Yes. Okay? And the thing about it is that the way life works is that if you create an identity, your identity creates your reality. Too many people think that reality creates their identity. Because I live on Truth Avenue. Your identity creates your reality. So what I need you to do is that find an identity that you prefer and create a story around that. They actually say that as you grow, you become a new person. So I was like, if I'm a new person, that means I have a new past. So my past, I've always been blessed. I've always been loved. I've always had a loving family and everything. So we have to understand these key things that keep it. So pick the identity you refer. Her right there, to right hands. Clap if you know what that is. I absolutely love her story. When she had dreams of going to college and everything, and people were just, she lived with a bunch of naysayers. You can't do it, and you can't go to college. And she ended up going to college, and the classes she wanted to take, she had a prerequisite. She had to pass pre-calc. And college is supposed to be easy. She failed pre-calc. And she was like, man, that was like the entry level. That's supposed to be a class you just do just to figure out what you want to do. She failed it. She literally failed it. Right after she failed it, she ended up getting pregnant. All these people, naysayers, you're not going to make it, you're not going to pass college, all of this. She literally changed her story. I watched so many interviews with her. Changed her story, created her attitude. And she literally walked across the stage, got her diploma with her baby on her head. Just like that. It's the power of creating a different story. Okay? The next roof. The roof of conformity. They say that the opposite of courage is not fear. The opposite of courage is conformity. We don't go against the grain. We don't go after, because we grew up this way, because everyone's doing it, we don't want to do it. Okay? Now some of us will have a dream inside of us. Actually a desire is honestly action seeking fulfillment. That's all it is. If the moment you have a desire, that's God affirmation. Hey, it's already done. You just have to walk the steps. It's just It's just simple as that, okay? So we have to understand that as we go through conformity, we have to look at the people that are around us, and they have to say, are these the people that are part of the life I want to create? You have to take an attitude and be like, if they're not going to follow me to success, I'm not going to follow them to failure. It's either one or the other. You either go in one direction or the other, okay? Environmental conditioning, inherited family values. My grandfather, my mom's side of the family, they're all, they practice a religion that talks more about the fear of God than the love of God. And we all know that, you know? And so I heard everything. Devil gonna get you, all of this stuff, don't wear it. There was literally, I couldn't even wear socks at a certain length because it's wicked. And I'm like, my socks are too low, so it's like, it's this fear that's constantly being built, and it translates to absolutely everything, okay? I'm more in line with the love of God, but it's that. So we have to spend a little bit more time alone and know these things. So I want to tell you the story of these two little boys right here. The story, the boy on the right and the boy on the left, the blonde-haired kid, they were playing out in the snow, playing in the ice, having a good time. So one of them slipped and fell, the one with the blonde hair. He fell into the ice. As he fell in, he actually curved, so literally he went right under the thick ice. Boy with the hat, looking at his brother, see him trying to hit at everything, he ended up panicking. Ran, snatched the branch off, started banging the ice, trying to save his brother. Gotta save my brother, gotta save my brother. And then eventually he got one last boom, broke the ice. Pulled his brother out. By this time, neighbors seen him. The news were there. Cops came to help rescue and everything. And then everybody, like, it was a miraculous that he saved his brother. But what people were really going on about was like, that branch he yanked off, indeed, it wasn't a branch. It was almost half of a tree. He yanked literally a tree almost in half. Everybody's like, how did he do that? Like, what in the world? How did this little boy do this? That's impossible. And the media's going crazy about it, all this commotion. And there was one old man in the back. And he said, I know how the boy did it. Everyone looked at him. He silenced the room. There was nobody here telling him that he couldn't. Yep. Last one I'm going to talk about is the roof of talking and not taking action. I got that bad. That was my roof for the longest time. I'm always the one, I'm about to get swole, I'm about to go to the gym. You know how many times I went to the gym and I'm about to get in shape and everything. And they got to the point where my friends were just like, yeah, okay, that's cool, yeah, go do your thing. I'm asking about playing that fitness membership, you know what I'm saying? And so now, and then I noticed that the more you talk about doing something, the more energy you take from the action of doing it. You can either tell people your plans or show them your results, but you cannot do both consistently. You have to understand, what is inspiration? Inspiration is basically God telling you that, hey, I lined up the way, you prayed for this, now all you got to do is take the steps. As simple as that. The moment you feel inspired to do something, that's your acting that part of that. Stay open, stay humble. Always stay open, stay humble. You're like in a valley. You're in a valley walking, navigating life. God is on the top of the mountain. Like, hey, go this way. No, go this way. No, you got to, okay, I'm telling you, I know you want to go this way, but your salvation, your happiness, your joy is that way. Trust me, have faith in me. Why would I lie to you? I'm you. Trust God. You gotta trust God. Stay open to it next time. So I'm gonna tell you this last story about this man who he went, heard about the law of attraction, heard about spiritual money, heard about everything he can be in life, and he was like, oh, I'm gonna ask God to win the lottery. So he ended up, asking God to win the lottery. Woke up the next morning, checked the lotto numbers, didn't win. Next morning, checked the lotto numbers, didn't win. He kept checking them over and over and over for 2 years. He eventually got angry with God. Threw his fist up in the air like, honestly, God, like this brother does you, like, I don't believe any of this stuff no more. And then he carried this anger all the way to his deathbed. And when he got to heaven, he asked God, he's like, God, I did everything. I prayed, I love people. Why didn't I win that lottery? God was like, if you would have just bought a ticket, maybe you would have won. So what I'm asking you guys is identify your rules. I only listed 3, but everyone has some type of rules that we're sitting on. Identify your rules, take action on it, and you should know that deep down inside, you can fly. I see a bunch of R. Kelly's in here.